So we don't necessarily have specific commitments against SDG8. What we have is an entire corporate responsibility strategy built around the idea of making good jobs and building economic development. It really is what we do. Like building economies is sort of core to what Visa does. And we've, in the past, I want to say 4 years, have really started to work on what it means to work at Visa and how Visa can deliver decent jobs. So we, as a company, well, with the acquisition of Europe, have about 15,000 people worldwide, which is really small considering, Visa, we're everywhere, but it's actually a really small team. So making sure that we don't get complacent and say, oh, come on, we're Visa, of course the jobs are good. A very strong commitment to diversity and inclusion. So gender, sexuality, ability doesn't matter. And again, we're seeing that worldwide where, in the US there's laws, but in a lot of other places there aren't laws protecting other populations. And at Visa, no matter where you're based, you have the same expectation of diversity and inclusion that you'd have if you were based in the US or someplace that had laws and requirements. I think first and foremost, it's making sure that this isn't a box that you tick. And I think we see that here, we see that in other places, but in Asia I think it's particularly bad. People do their environment program or their community program, but they aren't necessarily designed to do anything other than tick the box that they've done something. So I think governments, and we work with a lot of them, as well as other businesses, really it's to actually build sustainable business practice into your business to make sure that it's not an add-on or a tick box of course we care about water, of course we care about diversity. No, actually build it into the business because it's what's going to make your business successful in the long term, but it's also going to be what makes these goals attainable in the short term. I can't imagine a situation where great jobs and economic development would be bad. Like there kind of is no downside. But if you look at some of the other goals, things like reducing poverty, the only ways you're going to do that is good jobs. The only way you're going to do that is economic development. If you look at things like environment, water conservation, you can't build a good economy if you don't have water. Like we've already seen that. You can't worry about the environment when there's no jobs. So being able to the understanding that the way you operate, making sure that you're ethical, making sure that you're inclusive, making sure that what you do is adding to your community, not taking away from your community. Again, when you make that core to your business, delivering good jobs, delivering economic growth, and then being able to address all of these other goals. Like, how could the world not be a better place in 2013 when we teleport ourselves if we're able to deliver that now?